Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a video. Let me see. I just wanted to make a video because, like, honestly, like, recently I've been really disappointed at men. I'm not saying all of you are like that, like, you know, but I had someone just like project to me like how he felt. He's like, oh, my mom, like, you know, he was so angry at his mom because his mom like basically bought a house under him and basically took all his money and didn't really care for him. And he was like, oh, you're probably a spoiled brat, like, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I've been criticized by my mother like my whole life. Like, just because my experience seems more mild than yours, it doesn't make your experience like harder than mine, because my experience is just as hold on, let me end this. Like, my experience is just as potentially bad as yours, because my experience is worthy to be listened to, right? And let me see, in stream. So then I had another experience, and like, so freaking weird. Like, people are so weird nowadays, it's not even funny. So I was supposed to hang out with someone that I met probably like a year ago, a few months ago, at a restaurant, and he's like, let's go to the beach. I was like, oh, cool. So I hadn't seen him for like, say, like a year, right? So of course, like, I want to see like what he looks like. And I saw him and I was like, oh, you look different from what I remembered. So he was wearing sunglasses, and I was like, oh, can you take off your sunglasses so I can like see like your eyes and what you like, it's just like human connection. It's not that hard. And he was like, no, I don't want to. And I was like, okay. So the whole time we were hanging out, I'm not gonna be able to see what like your eyes, like what you look like. And he's like, no, like, let's just be chill. And I was like, what? Like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced in my whole freaking life. And I don't know how to like what, like, hello, like, this is so weird, right? So anyways, so he's like, this is so awkward, you're making it awkward. I'm like, am I making it awkward, or you're making it awkward? Because like, I'm not allowed to look at someone's eyes and what they look like, and you have dominance and you have control over the situation in terms of like being able to look into each other's eyes, like, even as we're talking, right? He's like, I'm a vampire, like, I'm a vampire, and like, I can't see the light. And I'm like, what the hell? So at this point, he's like, I don't want to hang out anymore. So I was like, you know what, fine. So I get off the car and I go home, right? And I was like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever encountered in my whole freaking life. Like, I don't know how he felt. Maybe he felt rejected. Maybe he felt like he wasn't good enough, or like, maybe he was like, oh, do I not look good enough? Or I don't know what it was that was going through his mind. But I really wanted to understand. So I texted him and I called him and left him a message. And I was like, hey, I don't know what was going on in your mind, but I want to understand. Like, and then like, no reply, no call, no text. And I was like, wow. Like, what has our humanity come to? Like I don't freaking understand, and I don't get it, right? So yeah, that's part of the reason I'm just like some men, not all men, are like I really find it strange. And I feel like, if you're going through something, like, just freaking communicate. Like the reason I'm really angry, and it is because, okay, so I didn't grow up with my dad for like 10 years, right? So he never really communicated to me. And I don't care if you're feeling guilt or shame or whatever you're feeling, like, but like, communicate. It's not that hard. Like, and then the same thing, it's like, oh, so you're just gonna disappear for a few years and not talk to your own family. Like, okay, I get it, okay. But it's very hurtful when you do that. And to be honest, I've done that myself. I didn't talk to my mom for like a few months because whenever I would call her and tell her about what I was doing overseas, she'd be like, why are you overseas? Like, what are you doing with your life? And blah, blah, blah. And there's like a lot of criticism, right? But I think like in that instance of the sunglass man, like a part of me just felt like, oh, should I just have let him be like, oh, just like leave your sunglasses on? Because I was like, just take it off for like 1 second so I can like be like, hey, and then that's it. Like, just take it off for a second and look at me, and then like, you know, you can keep it on. But the thing is, like, he won't even like take it off for a second to look at me, and I haven't seen this dude for like a year. We met at a restaurant, so like, to me, eye contact is like building trust, right? Like, you want to be able to see someone's eyes so that you're like, I feel like people who keep looking away from you and they're not like looking into your eyes, like they are hiding something, and it's really weird to me. So yeah, those are some of the experiences that I've been through. I find it like so weird, and it almost like angers me because it's like their silence, their inability to communicate is like a source, it's like a form of punishment, you know, especially like as kids, if you're like with parents and stuff. If a parent is not communicating to you like how they feel, it is essentially a form of punishment. Even in relationships, say like you have a fight and the guy or the girl is like, oh, well, I don't want to talk about it, and they don't talk about it for like ever, it's a form of punishment, because what will go on in your mind is, hey, what did I do wrong? How can I make it better? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you kind of go through your mind and you're like, I think silence is the worst form of punishment. Like, even if you're arguing and you argue it out and you argue your point, like, at least you're getting through to like that conversation. But if you're just silent, man, like, that's not, to me, that's just like, you're not only punishing yourself, but you're punishing others by not communicating. Because like, communication and conversation is relationship. Without conversation, you don't have a relationship, you don't have a friendship. And it has to be a two-way street. It can't just be like one person pursuing the other and trying to make that work. It has to be an ongoing conversation where you say, I'm gonna put in the work, I'm gonna put in communication. And it just like, I think what happens when you have been wounded is you're like, you reach out and that person doesn't necessarily reach out to you, and so you feel like, oh, maybe they don't want to talk to me. So it's like back and forth. And what I find in our society is like, oh, they're ignoring me, I feel rejected, so I'm gonna stop contacting them. But for me, it's like, no, like, wait, why should I let your silence me? Like, that's what I realized. Is like, no, I'm not gonna be silenced because of your silence. I'm gonna keep speaking up for myself about how I feel, you know. And it's like, you know what, go be silent and go and punish yourself. But I'm not gonna do that to myself, you know. And so anyways, that's it for now. God bless. Bye.